right, 20 minutes past the hour. Vice President JD Vance and Second Lady Usha's trip to Greenland has been scaled back pretty drastically as people there protest their visit with signs reading, "We are not for sale," "Yankees go home," you name it. Instead of a cultural heritage tour that was to include a dog sled race, the new itinerary is limited to U.S. military installations. Greenlanders in Denmark have made it abundantly clear, though, how they feel about this unofficial and uninvited trip. Joining me now, once again, is former U.S. Ambassador to Greenland and Denmark, Carla. Ambassador, welcome back to the show. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me, Markie. It's great to be with you.
I know you're thinking about this trip. It already seems uncomfortable, right? I mean, the Vances aren't invited. They're going anyway. What's the point of going somewhere that you're not wanted in this case?
Well, I think that they would have been very welcomed. Usha was going with her child. This was going to be a charm tour, and every country wants an American diplomat, especially at that high level, to visit every country. And as a matter of fact, the Danish prime minister, I think, has tried to poison the water with the Greenlanders. You know, Greenland gets about $600 million a year from Denmark as welfare, but Denmark's never developed Greenland. They've kept them, you know, largely, well, there's no development. There's no road between two towns in Greenland. So they've done a little bit, but almost nothing to develop Greenland so that Greenland's economy takes off.
You and I were just talking about this a couple weeks ago on the show and what an offer would have to look like from the United States for Greenland to even be interested or accept. Do you think Vance is headed there with any sort of deal to lay down on the bargaining table, or is this not that trip?
You know, I think that discussion will probably be at the highest level. I think President Trump hasn't even made his opening salvo to the Greenlanders. We know that the situation is unsustainable as it is because Greenland has said they're going independent, and that is across the board in Greenland. However, I think that the Danish Prime Minister, Mette Frederiksen, is actually trying to kill the independence movement by saying U.S. bad, big, you know, U.S. bad, instead of allowing the Greenlanders to go independent and have an association with the United States as their security partner to truly secure Greenland, but also as an additional benefit of getting closer to the U.S. is they would get more development in Greenland as businesses risk their capital, real businesses, not state-owned enterprises of the Chinese Communist Party, risk their capital to develop Greenland.
Yeah. You were the ambassador during President Trump's first term. How have you watched his interest in the island change from then to now? And do you think he is serious when he says he wants to take over the island?
Well, I think that it's necessary for the security of the United States, but not just the security of the United States. It's also our allies in Europe. Greenland cannot be taken by a foreign adversary, and it's very vulnerable. There's only 57,000 people on Greenland, and it's largely undefended because Denmark certainly can't defend it. NATO can't do it without us. And as a matter of fact, it's part of North America. So it is our responsibility to defend it, to secure it, and also to develop it if the Greenlanders will agree to that. I think once they, you know, associate the idea of more prosperity, they're going to be very excited. Their leadership told me money has no color. They didn't care where investment came from. They just want to grow their economy and have prosperity in Greenland.
Before I let you go, any chance that this trip gets canned before tomorrow?
You know, I think that Usha Vance is actually on her way there now. It's so unfortunate that the Greenlandic people don't get to know our wonderful, very charming Second Lady, and that relationship doesn't grow. And that is because of Denmark and their attempting to destroy the relationship between Greenland and the United States. As you know, their fake polling, their spreading of rumors, their negative stories, all of that is an attempt to quash their independence movement and ruin a beautiful relationship.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. Also, don't forget to click that red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.